All right, Well House Live, and we're here with Radio 1. You know, they're about to get on performing and everything. You can see them setting up, tweaking everything. And Sound Science in the building, and we're going to see what it's doing. Oh, you hear the kick drum in there. Already, baby. We rocking. And that's just the warm-up, ladies and gentlemen, so y'all wait for the show, you heard me? Warehouse Live, ladies and gentlemen. Radio 1 just got off the stage. I'm telling you, they rocked it. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and give everybody an introduction and see who we're working with over here. First name?
Darren. I play bass.
Brandon, lead guitar.
Noah, vocals and guitar.
Matt, and I play the drums, kind of.
So let's go ahead and tell everybody, what was your inspiration as you were coming up trying to do the band thing, and how? And another question: how did y'all come to get together? You know, so.
Since sometime around middle school, music's just been my favorite thing, and I've listened to tons of it, and so it feels good to me to make something that's my own that I can bring out for people to hear. It's new for them. As for how we got together, I'll give that to you.
Well, let me tell you about my inspiration, then I'll get to that. Actually, this is a true story. How many of you know Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, the TV show? Raise your hand. Actually, my guitar teacher, back when I was like in 13 or so, my guitar teacher was taught by the mailman from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, because apparently the mailman was really good. Yeah, exactly.
Wait, dude.
Yeah.
Who's your guitar? What?
My guitar teacher was taught by the mailman. So, and then after that, I got into electric guitar, and Mark Tremonti from Creed became a huge inspiration. Now he's in Alter Bridge, and really studied him. And then I got into Jimi Hendrix and Santana, and started learning some blues rhythm. So it was good.
How I got started was, when I was about 16, I heard Jimi Hendrix on the radio for the first time. I said, "Holy shit, what is that?" And so I went up and I found out what it was. I sat in front of my computer for like 3 days trying to learn it, and I just started playing from there.
I like to play the drums. I listened to a lot of heavy metal when I was a kid, and it was the loudest instrument in all the bands, and thought that I could do that and irritate my parents and family and everybody, so I play the drums.
The way we got together was at a holiday party. We had this, I think, the Rock Band video game that everybody's still playing, and every time
pressing red, blue, and yellow.
Every time I play one of these games, I suck at it. It's a different kind of coordination than the actual guitar. That's one that I'm not good at, I guess. And I always tell people, well, I'm good at this in real life. And I think Noah was at this party, and he said probably the same thing, like, me too. And I'm like, dude, we should jam. And so...
Yeah, I was at the party too. What happened was I got a call from Noah, and I guess he already hooked up with Darren, and then we jammed out. And here was the issue. We had 4 different styles, you know, coming from 4 different areas, and we said, how are we going to make this work? How are we going to fit it together? So our first song was Real, and it came together, and you know, we're really, you know, have a unique sound, we feel, acoustic and rock, and now we're getting into more digital type stuff.
Yeah, so I guess my original thought was to get, we want to create something new, and you can't create something new from like the same crap. If everyone plays heavy metal, you're going to come out with the most generic heavy metal sound you can think of. So when I was putting together a band, I got Brandon, who's more of like a traditional lead guitarist, you know, knows the scales and that kind of stuff. Darren, who likes to, you know, Darren likes more like weird stuff. I guess that's the best way that I would describe it. And then me, actually, my background's like really, really soft acoustic, and I wanted to go in the rock genre and start building from there. And then Matt's heavy metal. So, you know, we wanted to bring like a nice, like different backgrounds, and then I guess I figured if 4 people from different backgrounds like the songs, then I guess everybody else would like it too. So, like I said, my inspiration for guitar was Jimi Hendrix, and so like I used to listen to like a lot of backroom sessions. I just liked hearing Jimi Hendrix's voice and stuff. And there's this one song like he just recorded. I guess he was high off his ass or something, and it's called Radio 1, which is the name of the radio station where he got famous in BBC in England. And so like it's like we picked the name, I suggested it because it's the name of a song for Jimi Hendrix, and it's a song. Jimi Hendrix is obviously very big, but the song is not very well known. So it's kind of what we want to be. We want to be popular. We want to be popular. We want people to like us, but at the same time, we want to be different.
Just want to talk about maybe some people out there who are inspired to go into music and stuff. Just biggest thing is to be persistent. I started out in high school, did a talent show, and went to college, and I would just sit in my dorm room and write these riffs. And I had no idea. I must have had 50 riffs, and I'm like, when am I ever going to use these? But I just kept writing on my own. Finally, it just happened, and it all worked out in the end. So I would say just keep being persistent.
I think I've had a problem a lot in the years since I've started playing bass, which is that if I'm not playing with a band, I don't pick the thing up. I would go for a couple years without playing. So I think it's important just to find people to play with, and if that breaks down, just go find another one and keep going at it, because you'll get better that way, and you'll end up with something you're satisfied with as a result. Like now, I'm really glad I found a band when I moved to this city, and I love what we're doing.
I started playing out now it's terrible when people ask me now, how come teach me how to play or teach me how to do this? I just basically say, man, I used to sit in my room for 3 hours a day as a huge fatty nerd, and that's how I learned to play. I just listen to stuff I liked, and that's all it takes is just practice, and just but you got to have fun with it. So you can't force that on you, man. And you have to want it, and you can't play that much, and you can't have that drive unless you want it. And that's the big thing is drive, man. You don't have to be talented to start off. You just have to want it.
We've got a website, which is we've got a few things. We're on Facebook as Radio One, RADIOONE, not the number because that's some other band. We've also got a MySpace. Our MySpace is myspace.com/Radio1Web, and we've got a website. To confuse you even more, we've got 3 things, which is radio1band.com, and I spell ONE. Don't try the number 1. You can't be doing the number stuff. Anything else? Our band Gmail. I'll turn that over.
All right. We also have an email if you want to email us directly. You can email us from the website, but you can also email us at radio1band@gmail.com. It's RadioONEBand@gmail.com. What are you doing?
Noah's personal cell phone number is.
Matt responds to the bat signal, if you have that. I've called him out a couple times with the bat signal.
We respond to.